stick with me on this one. What I'm about to show you took me 3 years to actually understand. 2 owls, face to face, beaks touching in the dark. Most people who see this think it's affection, a kiss, something sweet. It's a diagnostic, a technical check that decides whether these 2 birds live or starve. Because here's what most people overlook. A barred owl doesn't choose a partner with its eyes. It chooses with a system so precise, so strange, that scientists only decoded it a few decades ago. And by the end of this video, you're going to look at every bird in your backyard differently. Have you ever felt like something was reading you before you even said a word? That's exactly what's happening right now, in the trees above your head. Welcome back to the owl realm. I'm your guide into the parts of the forest nobody else bothers to look at. Tonight we're going deep into the world of the barred owl, a bird so common, so overlooked, that most people walk right past its territory without ever knowing they were being watched. That's the first thing you need to understand about this animal. You don't find a barred owl, it finds you first. Picture this, 10 p.m, a wet forest in the eastern half of North America. No moon, no wind. To you, this is just darkness, a wall of black. To the owl above you, it's a map. Every leaf, every branch, every small movement below is information. This is the part that changes everything. A barred owl can locate a moving target it cannot even see, using sound alone, with an accuracy that would make a military engineer jealous. How is that even possible? Stay with me, because this is where the mystery starts. Every living thing you've ever met processes sound with 2 identical ears, same shape, same position, mirror images of each other. The barred owl broke that rule. One ear sits higher than the other. One opening tilts forward, the other tilts back. The soft feathers around its face aren't decoration. They're a dish, funneling sound the exact same way a satellite dish captures a signal. This is the source of the system, and once you understand it, the kiss we opened with starts to make a lot more sense. Have you ever felt like you're being watched by something you can't see? For every small animal in that forest, a mouse, a vole, a young rabbit, that feeling is real. It's not paranoia, it's a survival instinct built over millions of years, because the thing hunting them doesn't just see in the dark, it builds a 3D sound map of the forest floor updated in real time, without moving its head more than a few inches. That's not luck, that's not folklore, that's engineering. But here's the twist that got me hooked on this species in the first place. This incredible tracking system, it's completely useless for one very specific, very important task: finding a mate. Because when a female barred owl is deciding whether to spend the rest of her life with a male, and yes, these birds mate for life, she can't just listen for a good hunter in the dark. She needs something else. Something no one in history experienced quite like this. She needs to get close, face to face, and that's exactly when the kiss happens. Let's slow down and really look at this moment, because what most people overlook is that this isn't romance, it's an audit. When 2 barred owls touch beaks, they're not exchanging affection, they're exchanging information. Scent, texture, even subtle vibrations from the breath and throat. It's a technical diagnostic, run beak to beak, and it answers one brutal question. Is this a bird strong enough, healthy enough, and skilled enough to help me raise a family in a forest that wants to kill our chicks? Think about what's actually being tested here. A weak or sick owl can't fake a strong system. Feather condition, muscle tension, even the way the beak responds under contact, all of it tells the truth whether the bird wants it to or not. This is what most people overlook. Barred owls are one of the few animals on the planet where the courtship display is also a fitness exam, run through touch instead of sound or sight. No exaggeration, no performance, just raw physical data. But why does this kiss matter so much? Why did evolution build such an intense close-contact ritual into a bird that spends almost its entire life alone in the trees? Because once that bond is formed, there's no room for a second chance. A barred owl pair may share the same patch of forest, sometimes the very same nest hollow, for over a decade. Here's the part that's hard to hear. Most young owls never make it to that point. In the first year of life, the vast majority face a natural cycle that shows no mercy. Starvation, harsh winters, larger predators, and the simple, tragic end that comes from a single failed hunt. Only a small fraction reach adulthood, which means every single bonding kiss you might ever witness in the wild isn't just sweet, it's a survivor's ritual, a quiet celebration between two animals that beat odds most of their siblings never did. If this is the first time you're learning that a kiss is actually a survival exam, hit like right now. It genuinely helps this channel keep digging up stories like this one. So the pair bond forms, the exam is passed. What happens next? This is where the real test of the relationship begins. The female picks the nest, usually a natural hollow high in an old tree, sometimes one abandoned by another bird entirely. She'll lay just 2 or 3 eggs, and for the next month she barely moves. All the risk, all the exposure, all the hunting responsibility shifts to one bird, her mate. Every single night, while she stays still and warm on the eggs, he's out there, alone, silent, running that incredible tracking system we talked about earlier, over and over, just to bring back enough food for 2, then eventually for 4 or 5. One bad week of weather, one injury, one missed hunt too many. That's the source of the system's real purpose. It was never about being a good hunter. It was always about being a good provider, for a family that depends entirely on one bird's skill in total darkness. When the chicks finally hatch, they're clumsy, loud, completely dependent. But watch closely, and within weeks you'll see it. That same beak-to-beak contact, the same kiss ritual, except now it's happening between parent and chick. It's not just courtship anymore, it's a lesson. The first diagnostic these young owls ever receive, passed down before they even open their wings. So the next time you see 2 owls, or even 2 birds of any kind touching beaks in the dark, you'll know what you're really looking at. Not a kiss, a test, a bond, a survival contract written in silence. What's the one animal behaviour you always thought was just cute, until you found out the real reason behind it? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and it might just be our next deep dive here on the Owl Realm.